What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people know I've been documenting the culture for a while. So it'd be a lot of topics that have been going on in the drill culture that people always ask me to explain. Now, I know a lot of y'all be saying, man, we done already heard this or we already know this, but a lot of people haven't. And a lot of people don't know if a lot of the things that they heard is factual, if it's made up, and they feel like I got a good pulse on it. They understand that I didn't interview hundreds of these rappers. Your favorite drill artist I didn't had a conversation with. I done also had bad things about the drill culture, like interviewing guys who done lost their life. I think I'm on like number 13 now. Sad. I don't even like saying that because somehow it feels like I'm linking myself to a bad situation. I don't want to take any clout for anything like that. But a topic that people are always asking me about is TYQUAN World. TYQUAN Way, the video that dropped with those rappers in it. It was a crazy situation that ended up happening with those rappers as far as Poppy, TYQUAN, TB, and Richie Jerk. So we're going to take them to the board today so I can explain exactly what I believe happened in my opinion. Now, this one is a little different because I don't really have a pinpoint reason of what I think happened to them, but I believe it's a collection of things that kind of involve themselves in helping take these young people's lives, in my opinion. So first thing we're going to talk about today is TYQUAN Way, TYQUAN World, okay? Before we get into TYQUAN, we understand that that was a young man who ended up losing his life. They say it drove K.I. crazy to get the blinking motherfuckers down. I don't know about all that, but I know it kind of hurt her. So when that young man ended up losing his life, they created a neighborhood where they were from to commemorate him and call it TYQUAN World. So you have rappers a part of that shit, which we got TB, okay? We got Richie Jerk, okay? We got Poppy. Now, we had other members in here, but we just gonna stick on these guys because they're in that video, TYQUAN Way. Okay, so we're gonna stick with these three guys because they're linked to this video. They have other members like G.I. Joe and shit like that, but we're just gonna stick with these guys right here. I noticed that they dropped this song right here. Okay? In the beginning of the song, okay, I noticed they dissed a lot of gangs. Okay, they dissed gangs. We all heard it. Front Street Killer, O Block Killer, all kind of shit they said in the beginning of these songs. That let me know that instantly they were in a war and must have lost a lot of dead homies. Okay? I noticed that instantly for them to be coming straight out of these songs dissing that hard. Then I noticed that TYQUAN Earl was linked with Jaro City. It was linked with FBG. Okay? I noticed that. It was linked with like 051. It was linked with a lot of sets that were enemies of the BDs. I noticed that instantly, okay? Those are things that I noticed. Then I looked at it and I said, okay, I noticed internet videos start coming out. You know, guys like Chicago Real News and a few more other guys kind of explained a lot of their members because I didn't really know, you know, these members and shit like that. I kind of knew like FBG and shit like that, but I didn't really know like the members of TYQUAN World. So I kind of got on them through some of the YouTube videos. Then I had to do a lot of my homework when I realized that something happened. So I had to go to newspaper articles, police scanners, police reports, and a lot of shit, interviewings with people that I know, sources that I know to kind of get to this. Now, before I finish, I want you guys to understand that I was lucky enough to interview TB, okay? I had a chance to interview TB. You know, and when I interviewed him, you got to understand the death is so fast. I asked him, can I speak to Poppy? He said, Poppy always with me. I said, let me holler at him. He said, Poppy here. Poppy was dead. He was just telling me a spirit in him. I didn't know, you know, they were dying so fast. I didn't get the memo that Poppy lost his life. You know, sad story. But I noticed all this together, and then I noticed they dropped this song dissing a lot of gangs. I noticed they was in a war. They were dissing dead homies. They lost a lot of dead homies. These were things that I noticed. Interviews came out naming TB a top killer. Okay? Interviews came out and named TB a killer. That kind of threw me off. I said, damn, the internet is tough. You know, they might have just put that young man's life in jeopardy. Now, I'm not saying the shit he ain't been doing ain't put his life in jeopardy. But I'm just saying I looked at that when I looked at those videos. So we're going to get into what happened, okay? That was just a little bit of background so you can follow me so I can explain to you better. Now, we're going to get into what happened, okay? We're going to go to TB, who I interviewed. I believe in 2007, TB was chilling on a 70th block of, I believe, Chappelle, okay? A gunman, I believe a car rolled up. I'm not sure exactly how it happened. Some people say a car rolled up. Some people say guy got out the car. I'm not really sure exactly. I don't want to give you any false information. But I believe in 2007, he was murdered, okay? Someone came through and killed this guy. So TB killed, okay? He was murdered, all right? I believe on the 70th block of Chappelle. He was on that song. I noticed that. I said, damn, dude, TB, who I interviewed, dude from the TYQUAN Way song, damn, he got killed. Damn, that shit crazy. Months later, not years, not 5 years later, months later, okay? I want you guys to understand this. Poppy was already killed. Now, I kind of went past, because remember, I interviewed TB. I asked him about Poppy not knowing that he was dead. So, we're going to go to Poppy. I should have put him first, but we're going to go to Poppy. Poppy was killed. He was standing outside of a car. He was chilling, talking to his homeboy, standing outside of a car when a car slid up, okay? A car slid up on him. A guy shot him in the head and murdered him, okay? Poppy ended up losing his life. And I believe he lost his life on 70th in Chappelle, that same block where TB lost his life, okay? So that had me tripped out when I found that TB lost his life on 70th and Chappelle. I said, damn, that shit crazy. That's some wild shit. Now, we're going to fast forward some years later. I realized and seen that Richie Jerk, I believe, was in the hundreds, okay? He was in the hundreds, chilling, driving, riding around. A car pulled up on the side of him and killed him while he was driving. I believe he crashed the car. So he was killed. Okay, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the hundreds, okay? I noticed instantly off the bat that all three of these guys who were on this song were killed. I believe this is the first time this ever happened in like some rap shit. 3 people dropped a rap video and all 3 were murdered. Okay? All 3 were murdered. Even though he was murdered kind of far from here, you know, but all 3 of these guys were murdered. And that's taking place that there's 2 more people in this rap video that guys can't get right in FBG Breaking, and both of those guys were murdered too and lost their lives. So when I looked at that, I said, damn, that's kind of crazy, right? So my conclusion, if you ask me, I believe all these guys were stalked, preyed upon, assassinated. He's just gonna go assass the boy too little. I believe all these guys were stalked, preyed upon, and assassinated because of these diss records and the war that they were involved in. Now I know you guys gonna say a diss song. Well, what you see is a diss song. What I see is gang banging going on the internet. And it just ran. You get what I'm saying? It's the same shit that's going on in communities that hate each other and want to murder each other. It's just that these guys kind of went in a new era and revolutionized it and did that shit on a CD or on a YouTube video with a beat behind it. Back in the day, you never knew who your op was. You just knew these niggas from around the corner got a problem with you. You didn't really know how the niggas look, but you just knew these niggas had a beef with you. Nowadays, when you got beef with a nigga, you do an internet video about it and tell him about his neighborhood. And I believe that's what happened. I believe it was a lot of gang banging going on. I believe it was a lot of gang banging going on in these communities. and the gang banging turned into raps. Okay? I believe all the gang banging end up turning into rap, and then the rap end up getting dangerous. So if you ask me what happened to TYQUAN Wayne, I believe these guys were stalked, preyed upon, and assassinated. Now don't get me wrong, I understand that Richie Jerk, he ended up losing his life kind of far from Tuckerville, kind of far from Jarrow City and shit like that. But I'm not saying that everything had to do exactly with the rap video. Sometimes the energy could do that shit. Sometimes bad energy is trapped inside of a box with a master lock on it, trapped inside of a room that has 6 padlocks on it. And the only way the negativity can be opened up is if you open up the motherfucking door. And sometimes, you know, these guys, I'm not saying these guys because I don't want to put anyone inside of this, but I'm just saying sometimes if you don't watch what the fuck you doing, you can get blinded by this internet shit and start opening up those doors so that negativity can creep out. You know what I'm saying? It's the energy that come with this shit. So it don't necessarily have to be over a diss record, but sometimes the energy from that diss record will bring a bad energy to you. If you understand what the fuck I'm saying. I know it's early in the morning to be coming out philosophical for you, but you get what I'm saying. That's my opinion, though. If you ask me what happened to these young brothers, they dropped a classic video that I think is like top 5 on a drill historian culture list, because I think this stand deep in the culture that 3 guys from a neighborhood dropped a diss video dissing dead people, dissing some of the ops, and all 3 of them end up losing their lives. And I believe that they all were stalked, preyed upon, and assassinated, if you ask me. But it's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. Bleh, bleh, bleh. Oh yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what video you want me to break down next. The ones that I see the most in the comment section is the ones I'm going to break down. It's the homie Truth. Bleh.